Burn-in. Should you be worried, and how do Apple's iPhone displays hold up over time? My name is Dion Schuddeboom. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at just that. Now personally, I use both the iPhone X as well as the iPhone 11 every day. I use the iPhone X as my personal phone and the iPhone 11 for work. I've been using my iPhone X since January 2018, so for well over 3 years now. The iPhone X is actually the first iPhone to feature an OLED display. Other iPhones prior and even some since, such as the iPhone 11, feature what are called LCD displays. Now because I use both every day, I can clearly see the differences between the two. And in all honesty, I would choose OLED every single day of the week. Here's why. OLED displays generally have improved image quality through better contrast in colors, and also higher brightness. Now OLED displays can actually also turn off unused pixels, which gives them the ability to show true blacks, far better than say an LCD screen would. Let me demonstrate this. Alright, so what I've done is I found a black wallpaper and loaded it up on both my iPhone X as well as the 11. As you can see already, there's a clear difference between the two. Now especially when I dismiss the menu by tapping on the image here, it will look as if the iPhone X display is actually off, whereas the LCD display on the iPhone 11 clearly shows. You can see this difference in broad daylight, but especially at night, and really affects the viewing experience, especially if you're like me using both of these phones simultaneously each day. Now with all of these strengths, OLED couldn't possibly have any weaknesses, right? Well, unfortunately it does. OLED displays are more expensive, meaning higher repair costs if you break your screen. But most of all, there's the risk of burn-in. Screen burn-in is a discoloration that results from imbalanced pixel usage, typically resulting when the same static image is remained on screen for an extended period of time. How long it takes for a burn-in to occur will depend on several factors, such as brightness, contrast settings, the size of the screen, and the image displayed. Apple even mentions this risk on their website. More severe cases of burn-in will show during day-to-day use, where you can literally see what will appear as a static image layered over the screen. However, to see more subtle burn-in, it is best to find an image of a plain color, such as white, gray, or red. Now, let's find out how my iPhone X has held up over the past 3.5 years. By the way, if you're interested, I have been using Apple's leather case on my iPhone for just over a year now. If you want to see how well or not well this has held up over time, be sure to check out this video of mine, which I will have linked in the description. Alright, so as mentioned earlier, I found several wallpapers here. I have a shade of gray as well as a shade of red. Now in my experience, I actually found the shade of gray to work best, but this may depend on the display as well as the specific shade of the color that you use. Let's take a closer look. So as I mentioned before, I'm going to make sure that my display brightness is set all the way to max, as well as turning off anything such as night shift or true tone to make sure your display shows as accurately and clearly as possible. And from here, all you're going to want to do is take a very close look at the screen. Now I suggest doing this at night, definitely without these studio lights, as it'll make it much more easy to see. Now when you're looking around your screen, you want to look out for certain static images such as your clock, battery indicator, or on iPhone specifically, you'll have UI elements such as this bar here, which will indicate where you can swipe to go home. These are all elements that will stay on your screen for an extended period of time regardless of what app you use. Another thing you may want to look out for is the keyboard, as this is again something that will be on your screen probably for a lot of the time. Now initial impressions, looking at my iPhone X, again after 3.5 years, the display seems to have held up really well, showing no obvious immediate signs of burn-in. However, if we take an extra close look, we can take a look at the top left-hand corner of the screen and you can see a slight outline of the battery. Moving down to the bottom of the display, we can see a very subtle outline of that bar to swipe home. One thing I can see are slight variations in brightness and tone. Now I've taken this wallpaper and looked at it on my laptop to clearly find that this wallpaper is a consistent shade of gray. So any variations that you do see are because of the display, not the wallpaper. Now it is difficult to portray this limited level of burn-in on video, but this does go to show how well the iPhone X display has held up despite the 3.5 years of day-to-day usage. I have to say, I'm quite impressed. How you use your iPhone and what settings you activate will have a substantial impact on how well or not well your display will hold up over time. My top suggestions for this would be to avoid using full brightness, as well as always activating auto brightness to ensure your screen stays at around 50% brightness. Finally, use the 30-second auto lock option. This is also more secure and again will put your display to sleep more quickly when you're not using your device. Basically, keep your screen on lower brightness and ensure that you don't have a static image on screen for an extended period. So, should you be worried? Honestly, OLED technology has come a long way, and as you can see, even my 3-year-old iPhone 10 has held up exceptionally well. As long as you implement some or preferably all of the settings I suggested, I see no reason to worry about burn-in. But let me know, have you experienced any burn-in on your iPhone or even Android device? I'm curious to hear. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like down below and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching.